It was supposed to be an ordinary day at sea. The kind of day families remember for photos, laughter, and quiet pride. Eric stood on the deck of the boat, adjusting his diving gear while his parents watched nearby. He had done this countless times before. Diving wasn't a hobby for Eric, it was a passion. Precision, discipline, trust in equipment. Everything had to be perfect. The water that morning was calm. Too calm. Eric volunteered to be the first one in. Just a short test dive, he said. 5 minutes, 10 at most. His girlfriend Lisa stood close, silent, her arms crossed tighter than usual. No one noticed. No one thought twice. Eric stepped off the boat and disappeared beneath the surface. Minutes passed, then more minutes. At first, no one panicked. Divers are trained for patience. But when half an hour turned into an hour, Eric's father leaned over the railing, scanning the water. The calm had become unsettling. 2 hours later, panic took over. The Coast Guard was called. Rescue boats arrived. Divers searched the depths again and again. Sonar scans swept the seabed. But there was nothing. No bubbles, no gear, no body. Eric had vanished. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. The official conclusion was brutal in its simplicity. Lost at sea, strong currents, deep waters, no evidence of foul play. The family buried an empty coffin. Lisa cried the loudest. Life moved on, painfully. Eric's parents tried to survive the loss by holding on to memories. Lisa eventually moved away, cutting contact. The tragedy faded into silence until 15 years later. That was when Eric's parents returned to Lisa's old house, now abandoned, to retrieve the last remaining boxes of Eric's belongings. Just photographs, they thought. Old letters. Closure. The basement smelled of dust and neglect. Shelves covered the walls. Nothing unusual until Eric's mother noticed something off. One shelf was heavier than the others. Fixed too firmly to the wall, they moved it. Behind it was a hatch, a hidden one. Their hands trembled as they opened it. Inside was a small storage room, and the moment the light hit its contents, their blood ran cold. Eric's diving mask, his regulator, pieces of his wetsuit, some burned, some damaged, all unmistakably his. This wasn't a memorial. This was evident. As they stepped further inside, Eric's father spotted a small box in the corner. Inside it were notebooks, pages yellowed with time, a name written on the cover in careful handwriting. Lisa. His mother opened the diary and within seconds realized their son hadn't drowned. He had been betrayed. The diary pages trembled in Eric's mother's hands as she read. Lisa had known. Just days before the dive, she had discovered the truth. Eric had been seeing her best friend behind her back. The betrayal crushed her. Page after page revealed a mind unraveling, consumed by jealousy, rage, and a darkness she had battled since childhood. I couldn't breathe, one entry read. I watched him smile like nothing had happened. Then came the entry dated the night before the dive. She wrote about the equipment, the hoses, the seals, the silent changes no diver would notice until it was too late. Lisa knew the location they were diving. Deep water. Strong currents. A place where mistakes vanished without answers. She didn't need to push him. She didn't need to be there. She only needed time. Eric's parents backed away from the room in horror. Their son hadn't disappeared. He had been erased. Police were called immediately. The investigation moved fast. Experts confirmed the damage to the gear was intentional, too precise to be an accident, too hidden to detect on the surface. When confronted, Lisa didn't fight it. In court, she confessed. Her voice was calm, empty. She admitted she had sabotaged the equipment knowing Eric would never resurface. She said she didn't plan an escape, only an ending. The judge ruled that the act, and the motive behind it, were driven by severe mental illness. Lisa was committed indefinitely to a psychiatric facility. Eric's parents finally buried their son, this time with the truth. Not a drowning. Not an accident, but a love turned lethal, hidden beneath calm water and 15 years of silence.